Welcome back to EndZone Playoff Edition. As you see on your screen, we've got highlights from East Webster hosting Leland. The district champs trying to keep it rolling. We've got more from Louisville and Ripley. Fresh off their state championship appearance, they're trying to go back-to-back this year. Then we head out to Shannon and New Albany. We've got highlights from Thursday night action. Plenty more coming up.
WCBI Sports EndZone Show with Carlo Barone and Avery Cameron is brought to you by Carl Hogan Toyota, Fastnet, powered by Ford County, and Clark Beverage Group.
Welcome into EndZone Playoff Edition. Most of our teams being in the playoffs now, so you know the weather's getting colder, but the competition is surely getting spicier.
Heating up.
Absolutely, it is. And we've got a lot of heater scores tonight, Avery. Just based on kind of what we're looking at in front of me here, it looks like it's going to be a good show and a lot of good these teams going on long playoff runs.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about, you've told me a lot about the playoffs and covering the playoffs, so I'm excited to get into that, coming up.
Yeah, with most of these teams, except for 7A and 6A, I believe, everyone else started their playoffs, or 5A. But anyway, the lower A's were the ones starting their journey to Starkville. But next week, we will have everybody on their playoff run of their own, trying to make it to Davis Wade Stadium, trying to play another month of football, of course. And we will start with East Webster in Leyland. The Wolverines are the district champs for the first time since 2010. And this is their first home playoff game of this season. Let's see how they did against a team from the Delta in Leyland.
The WCBI EndZone Game of the Week, presented by Carl Hogan Toyota.
Check out this 2026 Toyota Crown. Let me tell you guys, I felt like I had a crown in my head driving this beautiful, really fast car to East Webster. But it was a really nice ride. Get yours at Carl Hogan Toyota today and get on the board here with an early punt block by East Webster. That defense hasn't allowed any points in the last 3 games and surely not going to on that opening drive. And then next play, East Webster's just going to cash it in. The defensive tackle, Hayden Graham, getting in from 2 yards out. East Webster jumps to a 7-0 lead. You thought one punt block was cool. How about another one? That one is blocked in return for another touchdown for East Webster. Prentice Cork on the receiving end of that special teams touchdown. Head coach Ron Price really happy with the special teams there. But now let's get some offense here. The double pass play behind the line of scrimmage. You know that one's good. A third touchdown courtesy of LaKendrick Potts on the receiving end. And East Webster is giving their home fans plenty to cheer about here and to jump about in celebration here in the first half. But the very next Wolverines possession, you guys got to watch this play. Quarterback Cross Abbott rolling out of the pocket and throws to Dagan Crowley with the spin move and the score. You will be catching that play on our top 5 on Monday as their 4th touchdown of the first half. And East Webster is moving on to the second round with a dominant 53-0 win. They get their 4th consecutive shutout and they're moving on. What a job by Ron Price and company in our game of the week. And moving out to Louisville, they're hosting Ripley in the first round of the 4A playoffs. Second quarter, Ripley down 42-0, and that's definitely not going to help there when he's hit hard, and the Tigers are going to be forced to punt. Louisville's turn now. Tristan Edwards finds Ligarian Rags, and he's going to move the chains for a first down and go out of bounds. Later on, Edwards back to pass again, throws across the middle and finds Trey Tippett on the nice grab and the diving play into the end zone without his helmet. That is not needed. Wildcats up 49-0 at the half. And Tyrone Shorter's experience group, you know they're going to get it done. They win this one 49-7 over Ripley. And looking at some more scores here, West Point now completes the perfect regular season. They go 10-0, the number 1 team in the state for a few weeks now, well over a month. They beat Columbus 49-0.
Columbus falling to 1-9 on the season. How's that make you feel?
Well, we'll move on to the next game between Tupelo and DeSoto Central. This one was for the number 1 seed in the 7A playoffs, and Tupelo would win this one handily on the road. They get their 4th straight division championship, and they move to 10-1 on the season. And looking at Shannon and New Albany, some Thursday night lights here. Both teams coming in at 7-3, but only one will leave so. We'll start with Shannon holding a 22-6 lead. Oh, excuse me. We will not start with Shannon holding a 22-6 lead, but I will tell you that New Albany would get the road victory. They would win that one 42-36 over Shannon in a really competitive second half there in that game.
Competitive game here, Starkville and Oxford. Up in Oxford yesterday for some Thursday night action. The Yellow Jackets only lose by 6 to the Chargers. I wonder if Knox Kiffin was a part of that. I don't really know the answer to that. Do you know? He was?
Yes, sir.
Big part of that.
Threw 4 touchdowns against Starkville. The last one was about 11 minutes left. That game was tied at half, but clearly not tied in the end.
Starkville will travel to Tupelo next week to try to redeem themselves. And moving on to Caledonia hosting New Hope. Starting in the second quarter, New Hope's up 28-6. Jeremiah Hawkins gets the ball on the right side, fumbles, and Caledonia recovers it. So now it will be Caledonia's ball. Number 22, Cole Gardner gets the ball inside just a few yards. Later on a fourth down, Cohen Clark hits a 33-yard. Oh, no, we're still back on that interception. Sorry about that. Later on, though, this is what I'm talking about. Cohen Clark hits a 33-yard field goal, cuts the lead down 28-9.
Drilled it.
New Hope's coming up back on offense now. Jacob Jefferson gets his ball, and he would go 56 yards to the house for the score. The PAT is good, and New Hope wins big over Caledonia. Final score there, 55-22.
And when we come back, we've got highlights from Myrtle and Hatley. Some 2A action coming at you. More 2A action as we head up to Baldwin and East Union. And finally, we'll have highlights from Nanawoya and West Boulevard and plenty more coming up when we come back on EndZone.
And to Myrtle as the Hawks are hosting the Hatley Tigers. The home team on the opening drive, Drew Stanton to toss to number 1 Harlem McClendon for the score, and it's 6-0 Hawks. They go for 2, and Stanton doing it in the Philadelphia Eagles style where they push him across the goal line, a little tush push there. 2-point conversion's good, and now it's 8-0 Myrtle. Now the second quarter, the Tigers are about to drive. It's getting dark over there, I guess. Ty QQ Buckingham with the keeper, and it cut to 8-6. Seth Lee and his team's going to get on the board there. Tigers go for 2, but the Hawks stop the runner, and it remains 8-6. Now, with less than a minute in the half, the Hawks' other quarterback, Tucker Elliott, drops back, finds McClendon again. Man, Carly, you missed that ball. That was a long ball for the touchdown. They kicked the extra point, and they led 15-6 at the half. Final score there, Myrtle 29, Hatley 6.
Well, looking at some more scores here, Grenada and Saltillo, some 6A action. Well, Grenada would have 7 touchdowns on the board, and Saltillo not 7 touchdowns as they win that one 49-16. Grenada improves to 7-3 on the season. And looking at some more games from Thursday night, this one not a playoff game, but the winner would get the 3 seed and the loser gets the 4. And as you can read on your screen, that'd be Pontotoc getting the 3 seed and Lafayette getting the 4 with a 41-21 victory over Lafayette. The Warriors now are the 3 seed, and Lafayette, the Commodores, are now the 4. And some more Thursday night action. There's been plenty of action on Thursday the last 2 weeks. Itawamba, the district champions, are going to be moving on to the next round, and they win this one 42-23, and they will get the winner of Kosciuszko in Tishomingo County. And they will next move out to Baldwin, the reigning 1A champions, now in 2A, hosting East Union Urchins. Here in the second quarter, they're leading 28-6. But that's not going to really get it done. The quarterback's going to throw an interception before our camera guys even onto the field. And the East Union's going to be returning it down, but not going to really work.
Wasn't even there.
Not going to get to the end zone, but he's still rumbles for a good 20-yard return. East Union not able to get on the board there. Baldwin's going to throw it out again, and they're going to throw it out to the other team again. His second interception of the first half. But in the end, the Bearcats would prevail. 1A, 2A, doesn't really matter. They will now face the winner of Northside and Velma Jackson next weekend. The final, Baldwin Bearcats 42, East Union Urchins 6. And, oh my goodness gracious, looking at this score here, Corinth over Amory. The winner of this one gets Sedatovia or Greenwood, and it is definitely going to be Corinth getting the winner of that game as they move on to the playoff. They now 8-2 on the season. And they keep rolling on as Corinth moves on. And then let me tell you guys, this next game, I think was the shocker of this weekend.
Massive upset.
My goodness gracious. Houston had one win heading into last weekend. They get their second one in the final game of the regular season, and they knocked off a team that had 8 wins this year and only 1 loss at home. My gosh, I was listening to this on the radio coming back from Shannon, New Albany, and I was stunned just as much as you guys are. But North Pontotoc, 8 wins, but not good enough on playoff night. It's any given Sunday here or any given Thursday, and apparently in the SIP.
Hilltoppers on top.
The Hilltoppers, yeah, the Hilltoppers are certainly on top. They win
Marinating on that one.
28-22.
Tenanawoya hosting West Boulevard. Warriors facing them in the 1A playoffs. Early on, Cobbin Sanders gets the handoff up the middle. A nice run for a first down at midfield. Later on, it's Sanders again, right around the side, runs over a defender, like plows through him right there. Down on the 15-yard line for another first down. All right, 4th and goal here. Sanders yet again. You'll get tired of his name, and he's in the end zone for the 1-yard score. The PAT was good. Nanawoya took the lead 7-0 and kept that lead to the end 50-28 over West Boulevard. And looking at some scores, Humphreys County gets shut out by Aberdeen as the Bulldogs are moving on, and they will play Boonville next week in another playoff game.
They will be playing Boonville, the Blue Devils.
The Blue Devils and the Bulldogs.
Yeah, we got plenty of Bulldogs this weekend too, and we've got more scores for you coming out of Winona now. Winona improving to 7-4 on the season, and they will win this one 41-22 over O'Banion, and they will get the winner of North Panola and Belmont. We will see you in the next round, the Winona Tigers. And we will also move out to Choctaw County and Edwards.
Shout out Dylan Mitchell. That's my guy.
Shout out Dylan Mitchell. You know, they were limping in the playoffs, but they got the win there. And we're heading out to Knoxville County, hosting Yazoo City. Here we will start Yazoo on offense here. Number 1 quarterback is going to try to get around the Tigers' edge, but not going to find the razor sharp part of that one as he rushes for, a first down there. Tigers now on offense. Jakeem Goodwin throws a short pass to Kristen Glenn. We've seen this guy make so many plays this year, and that's another one for a first down in a huge game. Back on offense, the Tigers are Jakeem Goodwin. Back to pass again. He's going to find Cameron Chandler, and Chandler's going to break a tackle. He's going to try to drag his defender down. They bring him Knoxville right to the end zone. Signals for the first down. 4th and goal here. Goodwin back to pass, and Glenn again. He catches it over the defender. This guy scores almost every single week. And that one, Knoxville would be up 7-0 in this one. And the Tigers are rolling on. They've backed 3 state championships in a row, and they're trying to make it 4 with a 41-15 win over Yazoo County.
And moving on to Panther Field, where West Lowndes hosted Coffeyville tonight. Not a pretty sight for Coffeyville, picking it up 44-0. And quarterback's going to take a low blow there. Find an interception for number 18 for West Lowndes. He just jogs off the field, but putting the Panthers in great scoring position with that first down there. Let's see if they can get any more on that score. Jalen Ellis takes the snap, a quick handoff right next to him. And he's running, I think that's 4 maybe 4 Coffeyville guys to get their hands on him, but he's finally brought down and gets another first down for the Panthers. The vibes were high for this playoff game, a huge win there. Next drive, another beautiful run by West Lowndes, number 7. He's breaking tackles all over the field, just trots on into the end zone. Now that one was called back, but it was a great play, so I threw it in there. Now the final from West Lowndes, 44-0 over Coffeyville. And West Lowndes is moving on to next week.
What a victory. And when we come back, we've got highlights from that man right there, Hamilton and Ian Nichols. See how they did. And then we've got highlights from Boonville and Independence. And then lastly, heading out to Starkville Academy. They're hosting Cobi Academy. Stick around. We've got plenty more.
Welcome back to EndZone, to Hatley, where the Lions are hosting Strayhorn in the first round of the playoffs. Early on for Hamilton, Justin Verner, of course, finds him on a corner route, breaks a few tackles, but then he's down inside of the 10-yard line. Sorry, those words are really hard for me to get out right now for some reason. All right, 2 more for the Lions. Verner on the quarterback keeper on the right side, and he's also into the end zone for a 6-yard score. The PAT was good, and 7-0 Lions lead. Now, Strayhorn's turn, 3rd down, quarterback number 2, Trevor Baton. He's back to pass, gets sacked he fumbles. Mustangs recover, and the drive stalls there. Hamilton back on offense now. Tez Danner on the end around. Goes down on the sideline. He steps out of bounds at the 2-yard line. And then after that, Werner's going to score later on. Hamilton wins that one 55-6. That was also some Thursday night football for you.
And looking at some scores, Choctaw County over Edwards. They're moving on with a 53-16 win over Edwards. And we will next move out to Boonville and Independent. Oh, there we go. Boonville and Independence. The Blue Devils back at home on that brand new field, trying to get a first playoff win this season. Wildcats on offense now. Quarterback drops back, and the pass is picked off by Boonville. That one was really easy peasy on that one, right to the defender. A few plays later, Independence. The defense would hold strong, and they would have a huge sack of that one of the Blue Devils quarterback. But a few plays later in the drive, Boonville is going to throw the play action to a wide open touchdown. That one couldn't have been as easier if you drew it up that way, but Boonville will get a huge playoff win, and they're moving on to the next round. Boonville wins this one 33-10 over Independence.
And looking at North Panola and Belmont, almost doubling that, or I guess they did double that score. Belmont gets the win there, and they're going to move to 8-3, and North Panola drops to 5-5 on the season with that 28-14 loss.
Again, we say it every week, but shout out to the guy who calls from Water Valley, because he is the reason that this show has shown Water Valley every single week, and there's a reason they are moving on, because they got a fan base like that and a team worth following. Water Valley moving on with the victory over Walnut 34-8.
And looking at, Potts Camp and TCPS getting a 50-point win there over Potts Camp. TCPS having a great season, going 7-4 right now. Potts Camp falling to 3-6. So, 50 points right there. That says it for himself. That's who they are, you know?
Shout out Trent Hammond, man.
They have big wins every week.
They're rolling when playoff time comes. That's what an experienced coach will give you. And, my goodness gracious. Smithville and Byers, man. Smithville was almost there. This gives me sick to my stomach. This is a playoff game, man. But Byers getting the victory over Smithville. They win that one 21-20. And the winner of that game will play LaFleur County, as they got the win very easily over Vardaman. Not very sweet in those potatoes tonight, as LaFleur County going to get the 44-0 win. They will now play Byers in the next round.
And to Starkville Academy, the Patriots hosting Copi Academy tonight. Starting things off in the first quarter, Copi leads 7-0. The Volunteers, though, get things rolling with a flea flicker to Brandon Bakery. He's going to get the first down for the Vols there. Now, the student section had it going on tonight. They were so excited. A few first downs. They can't make the touchdown happen. They'll settle for a field goal, just cutting the lead to 4. Now, the defense was the name of the game for him. Couldn't get much going on offense, but Miller Shy with the solo tackle, bringing down one of their go-to guys. Coach Chase Nicholson looking for his first-round playoff win tonight. Did he get it? We'll find out. The Vols, they forced the fumble here. Copia drops the baby, and it's loose, and they scram for the ball. Ultimately, they come up with it, though the Vols couldn't get it. Doesn't stop the pride, and here they are again, another huge stop. Trey Ellis gets the ball, and it could have been a first down, but not this time. He's brought down by a massive group of Volunteers. Starkville Academy went into the locker room down 7-3, came out with a win, 10-7. Final score from Starkville.
My goodness, that was like that Thursday night football game that people had to watch. The YouTube TV's still down, but as we are not down in this one, French Camp a little bit down, but Calhoun City surely not, as Calhoun City is going to get the win, and they're moving on. They win this one 50-7. And heading out to Columbus Christian, undefeated, hosting Tunsia Academy. Road team's going to hand it off here, off to the right side, but that one is hit hard by Amon Hill of Columbus Christian. Columbus Christian now back on offense is Welton Davison. Is going to make the tackle for loss, and they're forcing fourth down. Now Columbus Christian quarterback Matthew Benj going to hand it off to Kobe Hand, and he's going to score this touchdown with ease. Nobody gets him there. Touchdown Columbus Christian, and they would win this one big as usual. Shout out Marcus Davidson. They are still perfect on the season, and they're moving on.
Are they?
They win
Good
this
for
one
them.
58-14.
And looking at Okolona over West Tallahatchie, a close win there. Okolona 24 to West Tallahatchie's 20.
And looking at Knox Bader and Simons. Simons back in the state championship last year, and they show you for reasons like this that Knox Bader team was playing well at the end of the year. Not good enough to beat them. They win this one 28-8. Heritage Academy 8-2, now 9-2. They win over Oak Forest. They win this one 35-7.
I like them. I like Heritage.
And South Lamar and Wadley heading over to the border over our Alabama friends there. One of our teams is going to lose tonight in the playoffs as Wadley gets the win 56-8 over South Lamar.
Another one of our teams is going to lose as Selligent loses to Southeastern 26-8. Pretty big loss there for them. Selligent wasn't. I don't think they were having the best season though.
No, they were not. But talking about a team that was having a really good season and will continue having a good season, that is Gorda. 3A game here. Quarterback McCain Robertson is going to score from 9 yards out. That one's going to make it 21-0 Green Wave. And then Robertson back on the play action, fakes the toss and fakes it a bunch of times. He's going to, you know what? I'm going to fake the run, go back to pass, and I'm going to run again. And he's going to pick up the first down. And a couple plays later, Noah McDaniel, get to know the name. 5 yards out, 28-0 Gordo. And the next possession, just to cap it all off, A.J. Latham is going to take this handoff. He had a really long touchdown a few weeks ago, and it looks like he'll have another really long one here. 34 yards out, and they scored to make it 35-0, and they dominate this one from start to finish. Those West Point Waves translating well over the border to Gordo as they win this one 49-0 over Wellborn.
That's just how the crow flies for the Waves there.
Yeah, absolutely. They are just rolling, and Chris Chambliss, man, they are going. Winston Academy not going to win that one, but Oak Hill Academy is going to win this one as they win this one 54-20 over Carroll Academy.
34-piece.
And Calhoun Academy going to get the road 2-touchdown victory over Wilkinson Christian 40-26. And
wow.
Those are your playoff end zone scores. Wow, that was a lot to throw at you guys, but we've got a lot of blowouts, but we had some really close games. Avery, what did you see?
I think what stands out to me is that Smithville game, just losing by 1 point, like you said, 1 point in the playoffs. It's just heartbreaking, and they were so close, so close.
Gotta feel for those seniors.
Gotta feel for them. Oh yeah, the seniors, man, I didn't even think about it.
And I just keep thinking about that East Webster play with the spin move, so that will be our fast net speed play of the night. Yeah, like I said, East Webster just getting a dominant victory over Leyland. I mean, nobody scored on them now.
This is crazy. These
four
two
consecutive
block punts
games.
Is crazy.
I mean, they're doing it on offense, they're doing it on defense. I mean, why it didn't even show is they missed the fourth down there, but it doesn't even matter because opponents haven't scored on them since October 9th. And that game, they only had 9 points against, or 6 points against them. So they've allowed 6 points in the last 5 games combined. I mean, that is a recipe if you want to go far. They always say offense wins games, but defense wins championships.
The FastNet Speed Play, brought to you by FastNet, powered by 4 County. Fast, affordable internet service from the people you know.
Like I was saying there, offense wins games, but defense wins championships. East Webster moving on. And so are plenty of those teams. We will have all those scores and games next week on EndZone. We'll see you next time.
WCBI Sports EndZone Show with Carlo Barone and Avery Cameron is brought to you by Carl Hogan Toyota, FastNet, powered by 4 County, and Clark Beverage Group.